What's up, beautiful people? It's Sam here. Just want to go over a quick recap from today's trade on Meta. Also, if you can see me now. I set up the cam. I figured out how to do my old webcam on my i5 processor. Got some OBS software downloaded so I can screen record while also recording me at the same time. Give you a little more personal feel, not just screen recording off of my iPhone with a voiceover. Again, just to make you more comfortable, grow a relationship with you all, and just overall, I really want to kick this off. I see a lot of good coming from this, so I just want to stay consistent and just work my way up with it. So welcome, get right into it. So today we had a $250 trade on Meta. Wasn't the best entry. I was still able to snag around 8%. I was trading into some interesting levels. There was some breakouts, some rejections, so we'll show all of that. So again, I made around 8% on today's trade. I already had it mapped out for you guys just so we can start zooming in looking at it. So I got it on this small candle right here around 10:03. Small candles on a 1 minute time frame. Looking at it, I was expecting a rejection from this level here, a continuation basically, break of pattern and just downward trend. Reason why I expected that because if we look back earlier at 9:45, 9:30, well not 9:30, 9:45 area, we were extremely overbought in these levels here. MACD was relatively high for the 1 minute time frame as well, so I didn't see it pushing up much further, especially it having a good day yesterday. And I'll zoom back out. Just want to show my exit and entry, kind of talk about that first. Got in here, almost got stopped out right here at the top. I didn't expect it to push further than that, hence why the stop was a little bit right above. I would say around 606 I had it. If anything would have touched, I would have been out of luck. But it did reject. And if we see here, if we back out just a little bit, just to get a better idea of the chart, it formed a double top. So we had that push up here, the rejection, consolidation, and then a slight breakout, but then immediate rejection. Once I saw these two candles here, I pretty much was a little more comfortable. Because mind you, when I was in right here, I was down about 15-20%. So that is pretty high. Um, that being said, trading options, you will have some days where you're down that much. I don't want to say you have to get comfortable with it, but you will see it. You will see it. If you set your stop loss too tight, it could kind of get you right out of the trade. You set your stop loss at 10%, right? Set it there, and then the market immediately does what you had anticipated. So give yourself a little bit of leeway. Again, that's why I would like to stress the importance of not over leveraging the account. So I was trading with a little bit over $3,000, I want to say. I wouldn't have been comfortable losing it. I mean, who wants to lose $3,000? Granted, it wouldn't have been all today, but you want to trade with a position size that it's not going to put you out, where you're just going to blow up the account. You do not want to blow up the account, so over leveraging is a big no-no. So with that amount, I was trying to, hold through to it. I was about to sell, but once we had that rejection, an ideal entry would have been pretty much 10 minutes after where I got in. So if I got in right here, a good entry would have been on this candle right here. It did engulf the last two candles. That could have confirmed there, but I was a little bit impatient. I expected it to happen right then and there. But once that double top was confirmed, it would confirm right here on that 602 area. Once it broke that, then that's when that continuation began. I did get out right here at this candle around 600 only because I saw this as a support. Excuse me. I saw this because from market open it had that push up, had kind of a flag. It was a little bit of a weird flag, a little bit more downward side, but it did find a support there and then push back up. So with me already holding through this loss, this was, I would say, probably like again 15% loss. Holding through this loss, I didn't want to just have it find that support and then just continue up higher. Because again, we had pretty decent day the last, I think it was over the weekend. We had a gap up, so I didn't want a continuation off of that. Got out here. if I would have held a little bit longer, I would have had like a like an 80%, 90% profit day, probably around $2,000, 2,500. Can't think like that. I'm very happy with my 8%, my $250. So no complaints there. Again, did show overbought. If we go out, let's see if the 5 minute will show. Nah, not really. Let's go to 20 day, 1 hour time frame. So if we look further back, we were hitting that 600 resistance. We were approaching that right then and there. So that's where my mindset was. We were overbought, especially again looking back out. It shows that we were pretty much overbought on these levels that we just seen the last two sessions. So going into today's session, seeing that, I was anticipating again that immediate, excuse me, not that immediate sell off, but the sell off there. So waiting for that. It's pretty much really all it was. It was a quick day. I did find that area. This was the gap up, so I was a little reluctant. Again, I didn't want a continuation because if we would have broke that 602 area, we would have just probably continued back up around here into 620-ish. And that has been pretty volatile. So again, just want to be able to cut the losses, but also hold the winners. I didn't hold this winner. Again, I was expecting that support to bounce, so I didn't want to take any chances. This was a good scalp, I'd say. I did take a little something off of, I think it was Apple. Yeah, it was. So I took a little something off Apple. Got in around here. It was a flag. It was holding. At this point, SPY was reversing because SPY had a pretty interesting day as well. SPY sell off again. Hence why I was thinking about my meta puts, only because right here around that same time it was rejecting. Had a crazy sell off, but around that time it did find the support and began push back up. So looking at that, going back to Apple, it did have a breakout. It was much took too long. I didn't want to hold that long. I got in. I had a traded with like 600 bucks, made 30. So I'll take it, right? Yeah, take what you can in the market. I was also going to the gym, so I wasn't gonna be watching. I don't like watching when I'm at the gym because then I don't focus on the workout, and I like to have two different times for things. But did get a little something with Apple, so that's what we have going for today. So again, 250 with Meta. We'll see how the rest of the day, excuse me, the rest of the week goes. I had it pulled up already. So tomorrow we do have FOMC press conference. So basically talking about the interest rates, all that fun stuff. It's gonna be very volatile around that time, around 2:30, maybe like 2:40. We're probably gonna see some good movement. I don't know if I'm gonna trade. I'm not always comfortable trading. If I do, it'd probably be with less than $1,000, maybe $1,000. Again, just because it's gonna be a very volatile time. You don't want to if you're not comfortable or experienced. I wouldn't recommend trading it immediately. Just give it some time, see what happens, see where the market goes from there. Our job isn't to predict. Our job is solely to react. So if you're trying to predict the market, that's how you blow up your account. You don't want to predict anything. You just want to ride the wave, whichever way it's going. Think of it like a shark. Now sharks have those little fish that swim next to it, and the shark attacks the prey, and those little fish come and like eat the little nasty stuff that falls off. You're the little thing that eats all the nasty stuff. We're not the market makers. We're not the market movers. We have to be the ones that take the direction and ride with it. I'm not trading with them out to move the market. Most of the people that are on YouTube aren't as well. So, just take that into consideration. Again, just wait for things to happen. So, what I'm looking for going into tomorrow, more so look at SPY. This is SPY, something I look at on a daily basis. I don't trade, obviously, all of these that you see here in my watch list every day. Um, SPY is one that I could see myself trading most. So, what I'm looking at for SPY, if we can hold this support, we could see some upside right in here, 755. But even this is very good. It's going to be a very choppy zone. depending on the news tomorrow, we could possibly see a breakout. But we are approaching again all-time highs right here at 760. So gotta play it safe, play it smart. If you look down at the MACD is showing some. Let's zoom in a little bit. Some weakening selling pressure. So it could go this way. It could go either way. Again, that's why it's not our job to predict, solely just to react. So gonna keep my eye open on SPY tomorrow. Tesla always is on the radar because Tesla is a banger. Let me look at this real quick. Same thing with Tesla. Tesla the last couple of days had last 2 days literally, very consolidation kind of a day. So it had that gap up and then consolidated. Did technically have that gap fill from today. If we look at today, hit, held the support, but found the resistance, rejected support. So filled the gap today. So it can either break the gap to the upside or downside. We just have to wait and see how everything is going. Uh, Same with SPY. I know I keep going back and forth to the same ones. So SPY had a really insane gap up. So if we do get that break of 750, then we have all of this gap to fill right up in here. This whole area is a gap to fill. So we just have to wait and see. Might get a little bit more lax. We'll see if it can hold the 749 area. That's probably what I'm going to be looking at, the 749 down here. I don't want it to say, oh, it's bouncing right off. Um, Resistance could possibly be around 752, but we could push up and then just crash right back down. So this is a big gap that we're either gonna have to break out of or we're gonna have to fill right here. So just keep an eye out for that for tomorrow. Again, most of the movement probably won't happen until after 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the second half of the session. So that's all I got for you guys. This is nighttime. It's past my bedtime. I appreciate anyone who is watching. This is super, super early into my vlogs, the YouTube trading account, whole thing I have trying to go on. Eventually, I would like to get a new camera. I'm using my lovely webcam. Hopefully, everything's coming out relatively good for the quality and the type of uh, equipment that I have. But if you do like the content, definitely drop a thumbs up. Definitely subscribe to your boy. If you have any questions, comments, feedback, definitely looking. Even advice. If you got some trades you want to talk about, or if you have some advice on, hey, get this type of a camera, anything, just let me know. I'm all ears. I am definitely one of you guys. I'm not famous by any means. So I'm going to be very interactive with everyone. Hopefully, I can grow this following, get a Discord going, a free Discord. I don't want to have anything. Definitely social medias as well. Don't want to make you guys pay for this stuff. We can just kind of chit chat, talk about our ideas, things of that nature. So again, I appreciate anyone who's watching this far into it. If you like the content, definitely drop a thumbs up, and I will catch you guys relatively soon.